In north central Texas, the DFW, Frisco, 40 miles north of downtown Dallas. It is a one-match winner-take-all with continental consequences as the Canadian men's national team returns to action for the first time since that fateful night in November with their spot in Copa America 2024 on the line. As we say, good afternoon, Canada, from the Avalon Peninsula to Vancouver Island, north to the territories and everywhere in between. You are very welcome to OneSoccer. Adam Jenkins, Jimmy Brennan, Jordan Wilson, a little geography lesson to start your day.
Wow.
Jimmy.
You just said everywhere, right?
I've missed you. I've missed you. We've been everywhere. So have you. In your playing career, in your international career, you are, of course, a Gold Cup champion. Yeah. You were supposed to play in a Copa America, but never got the chance. So when you can factor in everything that's on the line here, they could open the tournament against the World Cup champions, Lionel Messi, Argentina. Beyond that, what's at stake today for Canada?
There's an awful lot. I mean, as a player, you want to play in as many major tournaments as you can. And Copa America is one of the best in the world. And they've got this opportunity. It's 90 minutes. They've got to get through in order to get to this Copa America. So there's so much at stake. And it's funny that you said that because, you know, back in 2000 when we won the Gold Cup, we got invited to Copa America. In our group was supposed to be Argentina as well. Yeah. And we ended up pulling out because of political reasons. But, you know, I would have loved nothing more than to be able to say, yeah, I played in the Copa America, and these players would be the exact same thing. And you don't really appreciate it as much until when you do retire and you look back and you think, oh, I wish we pushed a little bit harder. Maybe we could have stood up as players to have that opportunity to play at the Copa. But for these guys here, I mean, what an opportunity is. And especially when you know who you're going to be playing against, whether it's Argentina, Peru, Chile, some great teams and some best players in the world are going to be on stage in this Copa America, and they could be on the pitch with them.
Jordan? I think with the World Cup qualifying with this Canadian team, there was so much hype. A lot of players or people that didn't know about this team or know what they could do got behind them. Then they went to the World Cup and kind of showed the world what Canada could do and the energy that they could bring. But then still maybe a bit off from top quality, right, when you're looking at the world stage. Now it's died down. Losing to Jamaica, as we saw in the hype video. Now this is the time to restore that and renew it. Yes, for sure, Canadian soccer has grown, but these are the moments, as Jimmy said, you want to be playing in one of the biggest tournaments in the world. So I think today, this afternoon, is that time to get there. You have one game, which is beautiful. It's knockout football, do or die, but they need to show what they're made of and go for it today.
Yeah, absolutely. And to go off of that, Jordan, you know, against Jamaica, yeah, we let ourselves down, right? We should have won that game. But now you've got another opportunity. You've got a second chance, another bite at the cherry, so to speak. So this is a huge game for this squad, and there's no doubt in my mind that they'll be ready for this match.
Well, and there's no doubt that they're undergoing a pretty significant reset, a change in personnel. Alistair Johnston, suddenly one of the leaders of this team, winning his 40th cap today. Christian Jack had the chance to speak with him prior to the match.
With defender Alistair Johnston. Alistair, you spoke all week about great preparation. You've had a good week of training. What are the things you need to remind yourself today on game day to make sure you get over the line and win this one?
Again, it's a cup final for us. I think that, yeah, it's been exactly that. We had a great week leading into this. It's not often that you actually get 5 training sessions to go into a match, especially in international football, so we're happy with that. We've gotten a lot of good work done, and we're all back on the same page, so that's most important. Us as a defensive unit, we know what we need to do, and our attacking unit, they know what they need to do. So, no, at the end of the day, it just comes down to a mentality. If it's a cup final, you win after 90 minutes, whatever it needs to be, and you go to a Copa America. It's as simple as that.
It certainly is. Your opponents have told us that for some, this is their biggest game of their lives playing in this one. What do you need to be wary of against that?
That's exactly that, is that it's a cup final times 100 for them. You know, this is a chance for, a nation like Trinidad who's potentially not reached the heights that they have in the past decade or two compared to where they were previously. So they know this is an unbelievable opportunity for them. But at the same time is that we understand that hunger because we were in their exact same shoes only just a couple of years ago. So we know when you're playing against an underdog who feels like they have nothing to lose, how dangerous that can be. So we understand that, but at the same time is that we still feel like we're that team as well. So, we just need to go out there, play with that passion, play with that intensity from the first minute, and we feel pretty good about ourselves.
Appreciate this. Good luck.
Of course. Thank you.
Presented by GE Appliances, Canada's starting 11 as selected by the interim head coach Mauro Biello. Alistair Johnston on the right side of a back three with Joel Waterman, just his second start for country, and Kamal Miller, former teammates at CF Montreal. It is Davies and Buchanan, the wingbacks today. Laren, the most experienced Canadian in the squad, capped 66 today, along with the red-hot Jonathan David. Ike Ubo starts for the first time since September 2002. And Kone and Steph Stefan Eustáquio, who is wearing the captain's armband today. And that is certainly a storyline that we would love to dive into more with Christian Jack, who joins us pitchside in Frisco. KJ, good afternoon. Wonderful to see you. A busy week for you with lots of conversations. One of the ones that I'm sure you've been having the most is the captain's armband debate. Would it be Alphonso Davies? It goes to Stefan Eustáquio. Why do you think that's the right choice?
For discriminatory behaviors.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the biggest storylines around a Canadian team that's got many right now. But, you know, Eustáquio is the right player at this time, according to Mauro Biello, for three particular things. And one is communication. You know, the second one is trust within his teammates. And the third one, I think, is really important when we asked Mauro about this in the press conference yesterday. And he used the word calmness. Now, why are we here in Frisco today? Because of lack of calmness at a crucial time in the second half of what we've seen in that game against Jamaica in November. They did not have the calmness and the leadership at that moment. Mauro Biello firmly believes that this man is the right time to lead, is the right guy to lead it right now at the right time. Brings tremendous experience, plays in UEFA Champions League games, has won titles in a very intensive environment like Porto as well. So I think it's a tremendous move. Look, there's many people that talk about Alphonso Davies, and he's told me this week that he wants that armband. He will one day wear it, just not today.
Gav, it's a big call to give it to Eustáquio with a presence like Alphonso Davies there. Do you think they got it right today?
I absolutely do. Yeah, I like it. You know, he is a leader. I love the way that he plays. He controls the game. And I can see the way that he's going to lead today. He's going to lead by example. He's going to want to dictate the tempo of this game. He's going to want to control that middle. He's going to be the guy that mostly everything's going to come through. And he is the guy as well that gets on the ball and wants to spring the rest of the team forward. So for me, yeah, I do like it. I do like having a central player as well, being a captain, because they're in the middle of everything.
Yeah, and he leads from there, right? And I think this is a match that's going to be won or lost as well in the midfield. Of course, you're going to need goals and you're going to need that front three, which I love to go and attack. But in terms of calming down the game and bringing up the tempo, just like Jimmy said, he's going to be the guy to do that. And he does it for Canada every time he plays for them.
Well, and KJ, one of the reasons why Steph is going to wear that armband today is no Milan Borjan, no Steven Vittoria, no Junior Hoylett. It's a changing of the guard, which of course is a big call for Mauro Biello, who still has that interim tag beside his head coach title at the moment. There's just so much up in the air right now for this program. Have you got the sense that it's been a distraction or a factor in any way in the 5 days of training leading up to this match?
I've got the sense that it's not a distraction at all. You know, I give Mauro Biello a tremendous amount of credit for making this call. You know, this may well be his final ever game as a national team manager. We don't know that, and he didn't know that. And I think he understood that he needed to move some players aside. He's called it a cultural reset. He's called it reigniting the passion. Whichever phrase you prefer, I think is apt. Ultimately, he presented to the team this week a presentation where he had all three of those players that you mentioned on a PowerPoint presentation and told the group what they had done for them and why now is the time to move on, and really ask those players like Alistair Johnston, like Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, the aforementioned Steph Eustáquio and Kamal Miller and others in that 30 to 40 cap range to now be the new leaders of this team going forward, to give them an opportunity and find their voice. And I have to say, I think it's the right thing to do for them to do that, and hopefully they'll see the benefits of that at the end of the match today.
Jimmy, one of the things that I find fascinating about this, of course, they're big calls for more auditioning for his job as well, but how it affects the dynamics of the group. Because I remember going back through the World Cup, the Nations League final, all these big moments, we always sort of thought that there was these players didn't have the same burden as your generation and the generation in between. But now that they've gone through that controversy, you started to see them wear it. How refreshing is it going to be today to hopefully see a group with a little bit less pressure on their shoulders?
Yeah, they've just got to go out there and play their football, express themselves. Look, most of the pressure is going to be on Mauro and his staff, right? And because it's the unknown, he's still auditioning for this position. He wants this job and he needs a good performance. The players will go out and play. They're not even going to be thinking about anything else. It's just focusing on this game, this 90 minutes. Whatever happens in the future, if a new manager comes in or Mauro stays, it doesn't matter, because these players know that they're still going to be representing this country. But for him to be handling the pressure so well, making sure that it's very, very calm and relaxed environment, you've got to give him full credit in the position that he is in right now.
I love Biello's approach. Speaking to him yesterday, what he said to the group throughout this week or throughout the couple of days is be a good teammate. I think a little bit with this team, there's been talent, unquestionable talent, but the humility hasn't been as present as it needs to be if you want to go to the next level and you want to go far. And then quite simply, he said also put Canada first. We know that there's success in club football with a lot of these players, and they are top-notch players. But when you go and wear that badge, I think that's what needs to come first. You're playing for Canada. It's not all the other nonsense. It's about putting on that jersey that so many people wish you could. I used to grow up watching Jimmy, and just the opportunity to see Canadians play or to have that maple leaf on your jersey, that needs to be present. If you can go and see that today, they should demolish Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, it's been a really long time as we've all prepared for this game. KJ, you've done some fantastic work for us down in Frisco. In the lead-up, we look forward to your thoughts post-match. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thank you, everybody.
Christian Jack joining us live in Frisco, Texas. The side Canada facing today, Trinidad and Tobago. It's the first meeting between these nations of any significance in terms of a competitive match since September the 3rd of 2000, when they were qualifying for the 2002 World Cup that was in Japan and the Korea Republic. Aubrey David wears the captain's armband in his 75th appearance for the Warriors. Jordan, I know in the lead up to this match, we've gone back and forth about levels of expectation, and I think there's generations of Canadian supporters who felt like the loss to Jamaica was a return to the bad days, the bad times for this program. So there's no clear confidence because we still need to see them win. How are you feeling right now as they get into this match against Trinidad?
I feel good. I also feel like this is a match that Canada needs to be on the front foot, because the team that gains momentum, if this match is 0-0 or if you make this a physical fight, is Trinidad and Tobago. So they need to be on their P's and Q's today, Canada, and really just go and finish this match in the first half.
Certainly they have the opportunity at their own feet. They just need to go out and take it. Sunday night on OneSoccer, it's the CONCACAF Nations League final. El Tri, Mexico, and the United States of America will square off right here on OneSoccer. It is an 8:15 p.m. Central Time kickoff. Speaking of kickoff, I'm going to kick out Jimmy Brennan from the studio as much as it pains me to do so. You have a game to go and call. Jordan and Wilson and I will be back on the other side of a break. We'll also hear from Maxim Crepeau. Starting today, a big opportunity for a man who knows his fair share of adversity. It's Matchday Live, presented by CIBC.
Toyota's electrified vehicles are for everyone. Every chauffeur, snack connoisseur, every scenery soaker, practical joker, every road tripper, toe dipper, every 9-to-5er, every long driver. Starting over 20 years ago with the Prius, we now have the largest lineup of electrified vehicles in Canada, because this journey belongs to everyone.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I will take over the lemonade game.
In 5 years, I'll be king of the court.
I'll be on my 3rd Renault.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thanks, Scott.
I'll be living in the city.
Not living in the city.
I'll be playing for Canada.
In 5 years, I'll be sitting there.
Of all the people that benefit from Mauro Biello's, quote, cultural reset, it's tough to argue that the player that tops that list is Maxim Crepeau. In Milan Borjan's absence, the keeper who had to miss out on the World Cup in Qatar after fracturing his leg in the MLS Cup final has a huge opportunity to finally go on and take that starting goalkeeper's shirt. Here he is with Christian Jack on the journey to recovery and to get ready for this massive moment.
Max, great to see you. How can you put into words just how enormous this game is?
Everybody here, every player, every staff knows the importance of it. There's no tomorrow, and the level of concentration will have to be through the roof at 110%. It's like a final. The effort and the concentration needs to be where the standing, when the standards are, and there's no room for any mistakes.
There is no Milan Borjan here in this camp. I'm sure things are a little bit quieter, a little bit sometimes. But how different is it for you that he isn't here?
Milan and I, for the last 10 years, we've been together, so he's a friend, and the last 2 days we've been exchanging messages and everything. But yeah, I mean, a part of recognizing the situation, and got to be open about it, where the big three faces is Milan, Stevie, and Junior. I have no words to describe these guys. You know, these are my guys, and I love them to my core. But there's now room for other guys to step into that leadership and to take responsibilities for that group, and to carry on what these guys have started in the past couple of years.
You have one game, and you don't want to get too far ahead of it, but how big would it be for you personally to get that spot in Copa America, knowing what happened to you in 2022 with the broken leg?
Yeah, missing the World Cup was huge. It was really difficult to recover from that, physically obviously, but mentally I hit a hole as well. We gotta focus on Trinidad and Tobago. We hit a wall in Toronto when we faced Jamaica. Everything went wrong so fast, and so we recognize that, and we gotta take ownership and get a response from that with a younger group, if we can say. But the quality is still there, and now it's time to execute. I mean, 5 years ago, if I were to say that we go to 2022 Qatar and then we host in 26, that's 2 in a row, and the main goal now is to get 3, 4, 5, 6, and then change the narrative in the country and change the culture, and to stop all the stereotypes of being a hockey nation and not a football one. You saw there's a shift of the country and what results can do to our country, because we are so proud and we have proud people. I mean, we have a truly opportunity in front of us, and everybody is aware of that. But at the end of the day, it comes to execution on game day.
This game, Saturday, you're in the huddle, you're about to go start the game, someone looks at you and says, Max, say something. What needs to be said for this team to be ready? What needs to be that moment that whistle goes? What kind of messaging would you want your defenders, your forwards, your midfielders, everyone to hear? What needs to happen in this game to get over the line?
I cannot say it with a camera and a mic in front of me.
Keep it clean.
Yes, I will keep it clean. But overall, it's about being ruthless. All the work, the one that came before us, the one after us. We're here to do a job, and that job is to win that football game, no matter what is the cost. And that will be the big lines, and I'll keep the details for my group.
Jordo, always one of those occasions where we wish we could put a mic in the huddle. The audio up would have a lot of censoring to do, but it'd be fascinating to see what Maxim Crepeau is going to say on a day that's a long time coming for him, especially of this magnitude. Quickly, though, before we go, you want to get your thoughts in on the front three, because it's bold to put Ugbo up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality, but most importantly, 3 players that are in form. Laren, Mr. Canada, knows how to score. Ugbo as well in great form. Jonathan David keeps getting better and better. I don't want to call him a fine wine, but that's what it seems like. He's just able to score goals. All of them should have their best game, but if not all 3, one of them needs to stand out. And if they can put the ball in the back of the net, this is Canada's game.
Certainly feels like one of those matches where the first goal is going to be absolutely massive to go on and get. We'll see who scores it when we come back and head to North Central Texas. Gareth Wheeler, Jimmy Brennan on the call in English, Michael Lavielle en français. Jordan and I, we're back at halftime. Enjoy the match, Canada.
Canada's men's national team on OneSoccer is brought to you by Toyota.
Toyota's electrified vehicles are for everyone. Every chauffeur, snack connoisseur, every scenery soaker, practical joker, every road tripper, toe dipper, every 9-to-5er, every long driver. Starting over 20 years ago with the Prius, we now have the largest lineup of electrified vehicles in Canada because this journey belongs to everyone.
This match is brought to you by CIBC, Canada Soccer's lead partner.
Life's better with extra space. Space for family. Space for memories. Space for you. Try 4 weeks free. Access Storage, proud partner of Canada Soccer.
CanadaSoccerStore.com is the official home for the widest range of Canada Soccer licensed products, match jerseys, and fanwear.
This is not just laundry. This is laundry that's one and done. This is the ultra-fast combo laundry machine that does both washing and drying cycles, so you can take a load off. This is cleaning large loads in about 2 hours. No more checking, no more forgetting. Profile is revolutionizing laundry, making any room the laundry room. This is GE Profile.
Thank you, Canada, for making dreams come true. We're with you all the way.
Allstate and its 900 agents proudly support Canadian soccer at every level. Visit allstate.ca.
It's a game that probably should never have been for Canada. A second chance right here, right now, to qualify for the 2024 Copa America, and facing Messi and the world champion Argentina in the opening match this June. To get there, Canada has to beat today's opponent, Trinidad and Tobago, here in Frisco, Texas. This is CONCACAF Nations League, a repechage of sorts. Well, the Final Four are playing this week down the road in Arlington in the Nations League. The stakes incredibly high for these two teams in a pressure-packed win-and-you're-in scenario. It's simple as that, but the task anything but straightforward. Last time we saw Canada, it was back last November. They ended in disarray with more questions than answers. 3 second-half goals conceded in just 12 minutes, and poof, just like that, Canada went down on the away goals to Jamaica. A cultural reset and significant changes to the makeup of the squad bring us to this point. Will it work out for Mauro Biello and his Canada side? We're about to find out. It's Canada, it's Trinidad and Tobago, a spot in Copa America on the line, right here on OneSoccer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Canada.
Damas y caballeros, por favor, ponerse de pie para el himno nacional de Canadá.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago.
Por favor, permanezca de pie para el himno nacional de Trinidad y Tobago.
It's a neutral site for this one, more empty seats than those taken. The definition of humility, something that Mauro Biello has been preaching all week to his Canadian side. A youthful and informed squad to choose from the manager. Interim tag still attached. And Mauro Biello is going to make 3 changes to the starting 11 from last time out against Jamaica.